Everybody, back here again on a Monday morning. So quite thoughtful this morning, just looking out at the view. It's just beautiful and calm and green and gorgeous. Just totally beautiful. And yesterday I was out walking. Well, obviously I walk every day, but yesterday when I was out walking and I did my live, and somebody says, "Oh my goodness, I love the trees and everything," and I said, "Actually, I have a little story about that." So, the way we think that we've been taught through school that life is all about competition and it's a survival of the fittest, and we've got to be the tough one to be at the top, and we've got to be better than everybody else. And even whenever you're doing your spiritual journey, you just want to have one-upmanship, but that's your ego. In other words, getting into contact there again. We're going, well, I'm better than him because I'm this, that, and the other, and nobody's better than anybody. I mean, I actually remember the book Animal Farm. I don't know if you read it. And I had a laugh. Wolfgang and I were having a laugh about who was right. And we were both laughing, just going, well, we're both right. That's what's so funny. And then I said, but some are righter than others. And I'm righter than you. And we started laughing. It was just like going, oh my goodness. It just brings me back into the day whenever you're reading about Animal Farm. And see, that's the thing, is that we were brought up with the Darwinian theory of, how life is and competition and stuff like that. And it really was only a small part of his work. When you really look into it, he was all about the collaboration and the connection. And, you can say, well, okay, have a look at, like a forest of trees, and you've got the tall ones are there at the top, and they're the ones, they've got all the light, and they're going to survive. And the little ones, they're not getting any light because the big ones have taken all the light. But here's the thing, the big ones are taking all the light and all the nutrients in, yeah? And they're feeding them down through the ground and through the roots, and they create mushrooms and all the nutrients and everything, so that the ones who don't get the sunlight still get all the nutrients. Like, how amazing is that? They still get all the nutrients. So in the summer, whenever the weather is amazing, the big trees are feeding the little ones. And then in the winter, when maybe the big ones have lost their leaves and the little ones might be evergreens, well, what's happening then? Those evergreens absorb all the light and everything and all the nutrients, and they feed into the ground. And all the trees are connected. All the roots are moving into one, and they're feeding each other. Like, isn't that amazing? That is the connection of life. And when we get our oxygen and our breath from life, and trees are there to show us that. So if you work, like, I've come from a corporate background, and the only way to get to the top was you needed to get somebody else out the way so that you could get to the top. I mean, that's why I never really bothered. I didn't want to get to the top because it meant I had to displace somebody else. You had to wait for somebody to get out of the way. And was not interesting. If you wanted to go on holiday, you've got to wait for somebody else to not be on holiday so that you could go on holiday. I mean, who wants to live like that? I mean, that's one of the things that you get, with network marketing. And I love how Bob Proctor's always gone on about, network marketing. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, I'd do network marketing, because you can all climb to the top. And the big ones feed the little ones, but the little ones are feeding the big ones. We're all helping each other. Like, isn't that amazing? I don't know about you, but that was just literally whenever, Brenda actually said about, oh, isn't it lovely walking in the trees and nature and etc. etc. And it was to do with my talk. But when we really look at life, and life is the trees, and that we can see that there's collaboration and connection in there rather than competition. So it's just a short one this morning. That's what it was all about, was really, you know, are you competing your way through life? Are you trying to be better than somebody else? Or can you serve your way through life? So if you're a leader right there, are you serving leadership, or are you dragging people and telling people what to do? Isn't it better that if everybody just works together and helps each other, that we can all grow together? Isn't that awesome? That's what network marketing is about. And I had one person say to me, oh, I don't want to be in a network marketing because, it doesn't fit with my values. And I'm asking her, well, what are your values? What are your values? That you want to work on your own and be self-employed and just, keep yourself small, or do you want to be in a community that is over 1 million people worldwide in just one company and serve each other and help each other grow and have fun, cooperation and collaboration and connection? Or do you want to stay in the world of competition? The other thing I realized is that, schools today, like, what are we taught in schools? What are we taught in schools? When you think of it, we're like the corporates, or, the schools are talking to the corporates and going, well, what is it you want us to do? So don't they teach us how to program, how to do chemistry so that we can keep the big corporates alive? So it's almost like the corporate training ground is not just the university students, but it's also primary school children the whole way through to be trained to be in a job to serve the corporates. This may be controversial, but when I read that, I'm just literally putting that out there. I don't know anything, but it's just a thought when you think about it. Why aren't we taught creativity? Why are we taught logic, logic, logic? Stay in line, stay in the box, get a job. Why are we taught that? There are things that need to be done in this world. There's no doubt about it, so that we can all work together. But we're trained and programmed from an early age to fit into that box. When somebody comes along with an opportunity for you to be outside that box and do something different, then that's wrong. But that's freedom. Freedom scares people, that insecurity. But do you ever notice that you are secure, you're insecure without money, and then when you have money, you're insecure with the money. Then when you're not in a relationship, you're insecure. And then when you get the man or woman of your dreams, you're insecure. Then you don't live in a nice house or a nice area, but then you get into a nice house in a nice area and you're insecure again. Because you're trying to chase security in the outside world rather than the security of who you are and what you want and how you truly want to live your life true to your passion. Like, for the older ones here, did you just go and get a job and do that because you thought that that's what you were supposed to do because you were trained from a young age to work? Or are you living your passion and in love? You see, when we work for money, we tend to be stressed, and cortisol is the one thing that's literally holding us all together. And my goodness, don't be dare thinking of not paying the bills. That really frightens you. And so good morning, Shelley. Lovely to see you. So, I've lost my train of thought now. I should look at the comments. Thank you, Shelley, for watching anyway. So that's just it. Are you living your life of passion? Where when you live in passion, you live in love, and love releases oxytocin. And you know what? Oxytocin then swamps the cortisol and the stress and gets rid of it all. So it really is living a life on purpose. But is it just to have a job, to work 40-hour weeks for 40 years, to end up on 40% of what you couldn't survive on in the first place? The young ones of today, oh my goodness, you've got it so right. We're going, well, I don't want that job. I'm not staying in that job for all that time. And people, the older generation, complain to them and go, oh, they have no, sustainability to stay in the same place. Well, who wants that? Do you want that right now? Or do you want to live a life of passion and to do what you want? And like, imagine if we taught that in schools, humanities, that what we do affects the earth and what we do affects somebody else. Um, we're taught biology and how the body functions, but we're not taught how to nutrition our bodies really well. We're taught maths and accountancy, but we're not taught how to handle money. Like, imagine being taught skills, humanity skills, and how ecological skills and arts all the time, like, and really focused on those. There's schools out there who don't teach in subjects, they just teach life. Like, imagine. So you've got the opportunity out there to stay where you are and stay in your box, or to collaborate and communicate with other people who are literally living the life of their dreams and living the life of their passion. Now, here's the thing, I get it. I get it that you feel scared. And if I asked you the question, do you feel safe? Because when that was said to me yesterday, I went, do I feel safe? And I went, oh, oops, daisy, alarm off. Do I feel safe? And I went, oh my gosh, I actually don't. I realised that when you get more, you still feel insecure and you think you feel safe, but you're not. But then at that moment, because I was aware of feeling unsafe, I decided to feel safe by staying inside me and staying inside my heart and not comparing anything on the outside world, but just literally listening to what's going on here and to be around people who want to help me and I want to help others have that safety and security from being inside and being around a community of people who are collaborating and working together. So there you go. I mean, if somebody's approached you with an opportunity that's outside your box and they keep knocking at the door, people say to me, oh gosh, I've been asked about that, about Arbonne. That's the top, by the way, Arbonne. I've been asked about Arbonne so many times. And I'm going, well, listen, you're asking for something. What are you asking for? Because you know what? The universe is delivering and you're swatting it away because it doesn't fit into your preconception programmed ideas. Yeah? Look at all those ideas that are coming to you and just go, is this what I've asked for? Is this what I've asked for? Yeah? And just because you've had a bad experience with one person, it doesn't matter. That's that person. I remember being in the pharmaceutical industry and somebody saying, oh, well, you can't get into that health board because they don't talk to people. And I go, well, they're talking to me. I've been working with them for 6 months. Just because one person can't do it doesn't mean you can't do it. But here's the thing. If one person can do it, it does mean that you can do it. But I get it. I get it, guys. Because it feels wonky and different, that you don't want to do something different. But oh my God, do the illogical. That's one of the things that I've learned, especially with Sandy Gallagher, with Bob Proctor, and about doing the illogical. Because it's doing the illogical is what makes you feel alive and you can feel yourself rather than trying to keep yourself secure in your little box where you feel insecure anyway. So why not just have the wisdom of insecurity? And here's the thing, what does insecurity, by being insecure, you're in security. It's like the word impossible. After when you break it down, it says, I am possible. Yeah? It's all the same thing anyway. So I have no clue where this is going. I'm just rambling on this morning, but it's basically live in collaboration and cooperation. Do things that are illogical. Get out of your programming. What are you chasing? Logical is keeping you stuck where you are in your programming. And Bob has got the paradigm shift on this weekend. And if you're going to have to shift paradigms, you can learn more and more and more, but see it and you pile it on top. But if you pile it on top of these false beliefs, you're just gathering intellectual understanding. Then you can gather spiritual understanding. But you need to shift your paradigms to get this spiritual realization and the spiritual experience that will change your world forever. So I'll put the paradigm shift link up there. Join me this weekend. Come on. You could change your life. You will change your life. And I can be here to support you do that. So what are you choosing today? Your programming and stay in logic, or be illogical? Collaboration or competition? Yeah? Programming or choose something else so that we can, how about surrender our fears and choose love today? I don't know. Limitless. Have a great day. See ya.